sú druhého dielu na hru Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments. A tentokrát si viem pokecať s Watsonom.
A spot of whaling, Watson. Would you care to take part?
Are you serious?
No, but we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
No,
Peter Carey
prečo bol na podlahe?
attempted to defend himself?
It is possible, but if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man, morphologically, I mean?
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
No.
Thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a harpoon.
Wonderful.
Watson, let us pay a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely.
OK. Takže. Tu máme
Brave
Tobyho.
Toby, the best nose in the British Empire.
Takže.
I need to...
Jasne, potrebujeme ísť do Woodsmanly, zobrať tú harpúnku, aby sme potom mohli... Jasne, zobrazíme indície. Toto nefunguje. Chatrče, pretože vlastne mohol počuť a vyslúchať trošku, lebo nejaké nové otázky na ňu. Takže poďme na to, prečo nie?
Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be, but he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
Tak.
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
Thank you, madam.
Ale nie tam.
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
Well.
That should do it. Now I am ready to experiment.
Jasné, sme pripravení na experiment. On už je aj strhnutý dole. Čo je zaujímavé. A ideme do reznictví. Lol, to sme už prišli tak rýchlo? OK. Let's go. Nemáme tu nič, že? To je len proste, budeme trénovať. Že ti sa to dá.
Well, here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much. What do you intend to do?
To indulge myself in a little experiment. The challenge of lancing a pig's carcass with a heavy harpoon.
A little experiment?
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise. Yet.
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order to perform the most reliable test.
OK, to až moc by ste chceli. Wow.
But with insufficient strength to pierce it straight through.
OK.
Holmes, you should try to aim better and throw as
Jasné,
hard
dobre,
as you
chápem.
can. The harpoon has struck the body, but with insufficient strength to pierce it straight through. Holmes, you should try to
Ale
aim
dobre,
better
zase som to
and
pokašľal.
throw as hard as you can. The harpoon has struck the body, but with insufficient strength to pierce it straight through. Holmes, you should try to aim better and throw as hard as you can.
A netrafili sme sa. Yes! Máme to.
This is the best possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
All right. But before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily mangled.
Very well, but please hurry.
Of course.
OK. Máme novú indíciu. Kopu nových indícií. Pokusy, silné paže, nekouží, bez záhradníka. OK, to nefunguje. Nabudnutý na scéne. Silné paže. Človek potrebuje veľkú silu na to, aby harpónom probudil hruď a nabudli na zeď. Jasné. Toto si myslím skôr. Indície. Plechová. OK, toto už nebude nič. To sme sa moc neposunuli. Čo teraz? Jo, my môžeme pokecať si v Scotland Yardu. S tým typkom. Čo sme ho tam zajali. Jak prišiel chatky. Takže môžeme skúsiť pokecať s ním. Sa moc neposunuli s týmto prípadom. A?
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes, Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht, just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress. Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
Jak to vieš? Rodí lodné denníky. Kde sú lodné denníky? OK. Možno u nás na Baker Street. Môžeme sa ísť pozrieť. Takže inak sa mi nič nezdá, že by tu bolo. Nejaké dedukcie. Obraziť. Nie, nič tu není. A, vocné.
Good gracious, you caught someone. At least now you have a suspect.
OK.
My archive. I can always consult with it. My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
Tu s analýzou. Nie. Ale neviem, čo teda máme spraviť. Pretože... Opravdáte lodné denníky, ale... Možno tak jedine... Vo vysnenú. Lodné. Padá. A to je asi všetko, čo ma napadá. Počkaj, ešte túto si môžem pozrieť. Vraždy vzoru neligena, ja sa to nepomôžem. IS 883.
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
To
1883.
jasná vec.
This is the crew list.
Morský
of the
jednožec,
Sea
seznam posádky,
Unicorn.
kapitán Charles. Jasné, toto sú všetci.
This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn.
Peter Carey.
This is the list of log notes for June. Nothing unusual.
Lehký vánek, veľký rybí ocás na JV.
Log notes for June. Nothing
Jasné.
unusual.
Četne silný, jasné, to sú len
Log
zapisky.
notes for August. Log notes for August. These pages have been torn away. Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR. A torn piece from a bond certificate. I have seen this abbreviation somewhere very recently. There are ways of knowing what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first two of these will require speaking with a dead man. The last would be to locate vital witnesses, the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign.
OK. Ale jak ju nájdeme? To ti ja neviem. Ja Vikings. Ten bude určite na Baker Street. No, jasné. Indície. OK, môžeme pokračovať.
Something. I have the list of sailors who were aboard the Sea Unicorn. We shall soon learn what happened to Nelligan's father. I have only to find them. Let us hope they are still working at the harbour.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard...
I doubt it, Watson. And really, I would prefer that all of this remains quiet for now. But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
And who might they be?
The secret police division of Baker Street.
Ah, you mean young Wiggins and his gang.
Yes. Believe me, you'll receive more useful assistance from these little urchins than from a dozen yard detectives. Those children are everywhere. They see and hear everything, and they are cunning. All they lack is organization. I'll summon them.
How will you do that?
There is always a watch beneath our window. I have only to call him.
OK, pod oknom. Higgins! Okamžite sa na kľúč.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, because his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is the list of sailors.
Sailors? Easy. Just gotta look where the rum and the red lights are.
OK.
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Thank you. I'll be there shortly. A map of London and the surrounding area. It could be...
OK, tak poďme sa stretnúť s inspektorom Lestrádom. Potrebuje. Takže.
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to see you.
As always. What happened?
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurtley. I'm thinking that this case will be resolved very quickly now.
Pray tell.
Well, the constable that I left at Wood noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
Do you have him here?
Yes. He refuses to speak with us, but we'll make him talk.
Let us hope so.
Ah, yes, and one more thing. The constable told me that at the time of his arrest, the fellow was writing a letter.
Do you have it?
Of course. It's in the evidence room, at your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scotland Yard is a step ahead of you, eh?
Breathtaking.
Jak úplne, že... neuveriteľné. Čo?
These are the belongings.
OK, boty.
Liam Hurtley's old boots. They're a size 9.5.
Máme
The
veľkú
stains
mapu.
are fresh. They can be removed with the proper chemicals. A pen. Nothing unusual about it.
OK, poďme ho vypočuť ešte v tomto diele. Nepočkaj, on niekde. Tu je.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
I've already told the police that I've nothing to say. And you're not even part of the police.
Precisely, and considering your situation, it might be wise to speak with someone who is, shall we say, rather more neutral. You are a suspect in a murder case.
I know. Inspector Lestrade told me. It's ridiculous.
Could you at least tell me who you are, and exactly what happened that you should be brought here?
My name is Liam Hurtley. That I can tell you. But you're not getting any more than that.
Well, we shall see.
Well, poďme si spraviť nejaký popisok na ňo. OK. Jazva. Stará. Kapesníček. So sikorkou. Parukáškou. Bitky trávy. Snad nie je tej, čo sa fajčí, ale dobre. A ešte tu máme zahranické ruky. Tá zahraníkové.
That's all for now.
Well,
These are the suspect's belongings.
ale ešte jedno, čo môžeme preveriť. Čo dám určite v tomto diele je... Poďme do Woodsmanly. A tam... Tam máme tie stopy. A môžeme to prirovnať tie... rovnaké stopovo. Hartleyho boty.
These boots match the footprints exactly.
Máme ho. Takže tu šlapal hajzlíček. Dobre. Pokusy o pani Hurtleyho stopy. Boty Liama Hurtleyho sa zhodujú s stopami v Woodsmanly, čož dokazuje, že tam Liam byl. Prvá popíra, že by byli ich zahradníkem. OK. Let's go. Takže ty popieráš.
Does the name Liam Hurtley mean anything to you?
No, I don't know anyone by that name.
Ja, tak ty nepoznáš.
Thank you, madam.
Saudí. No dobre. Asi do diel by to mohlo stačiť, pretože... Jo. Máme 20 minút, ale... Točím to trošku narýchlo, takže... Ukončím to trošku skôr, takže pokiaľ sa vám videjko páčilo, tak určite nezabudnite dať like, pokiaľ sa môj kontent páči, nezabudnite dať odber, vedľa odboru zvonček, aby vám neušlo žiadne ďalšie videa. Ja si myslím, že na budúce by sme už tento prípad mohli vyriešiť, keď tak ešte... Nie na budúce, ale hneď potom v ďalšom diele. Takže sa majte a adios amigos.